Let's bring in our next guy, Rod Black. We could talk hockey. We could talk football. We could talk. Last time he wanted to talk about the Raptors. What's going on, Rod Squad? What's in your sports vortex today?
Boy, lots going on, Roderick. I think I'm going to have to, again, as I did last year on the Super Bowl, I did say that the Baltimore Ravens were going to win the Super Bowl like a lot of silly people. So now, like everybody else, I'm kind of thinking about the Kansas City Chiefs. I have a new thing, NBAM, never bet against Mahomes. It was used to be NBAB, never bet against Brady. I was all in on the Ravens and maybe even the Lions, but I think the 49ers and the Chiefs are going to have a great game, and I'm not going to bet against Mahomes. But it's crazy. Like, Rod, I've done a lot of different things in my life, like you, different sports. This week, a week before the Super Bowl, the fact that there's no hockey right now because of the All-Star game here where I am in Toronto, where there's not really, by the way, a whole lot of buzz about the All-Star game, unfortunately. My biggest assignment right now, it speaks volumes about how I want to reach the peak. I'm going to cover Groundhog Day for North Star Bets. So as I
heard about that.
Listen, as I did last year, I went to Wyerton. I've never been before to a Groundhog Day, so I'm kind of channeling my inner Bill Murray. I went up to Wyerton last year, had a great time. I'm not sure if I believe in the rodent or the muskrat or the groundhog or whatever the thing is. But I do know one thing. North Star ran a poll that, across Canada, and they wanted to know, and here's the results. 84% of the people they polled wanted an early spring. Duh. 30% of the people actually believe in the groundhog, which means 70% of the people don't believe in the groundhog. But I'm going to tell you for sure. When the groundhog sees its shadow on Friday, on Groundhog Day, wherever it is across Canada, here in Ontario, it's Wyerton Willie, and Alberta, it's Balzac Billy, Manitoba Merv. They're all over these groundhogs. I guarantee you, we will have 6 more weeks of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. No. 6 weeks of playoff hockey for a Canadian team. I'm saying it right now, Rod. We are going to have a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup. There it is.
Whoa, write it down, everybody. Right, you're guaranteed. Do you want to say which one? Or you're just saying we got at least 4 really good odds, I guess. Teams?
Okay. I would have said the Edmonton Oilers. I still think Edmonton's got a great chance. Obviously, 16 in a row, doing great things. I will tell you, Vancouver increased their odds last night considerably. The odds going to Vancouver. I think it was a great deal by them. Don't sleep on the Winnipeg Jets. I think they're there. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, as you know, the center of the universe. Everybody thinks this is the year. They've just got to get past one round and maybe past a second round. That's the goal now. I would say Calgary and Montreal are probably to look at next year. But I think, I really do think since 1993, Roderick, it's crazy that a Canadian team hasn't been able to win the Stanley Cup.
Well, my friend, we could do hours on this, but there are those that feel it's the pressure on the Canadian teams. And I'm not totally certain that's not a thing.
No.
That the media and the fans caused that drought.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in those like curses and that, but I think it gets in your kitchen for a while. And you start to think it. You clench that stick just a little bit more, re-grip it and grip it. I mean, they've had chances. Vancouver's been close since that time. We know that how far they've come. Edmonton's got to the Final Four. Montreal got to the Stanley Cup final against the Tampa Bay Lightning a couple of years ago. They've had chances. But I got to tell you, watching Edmonton play in this run, this streak, it'd be tough not to bet against them right now. But then again,
I'll be,
talk to me in April.
Things might change. There's still half a season to go.
Yeah,
for the love of Pete. So but I'm with you. Statistically, there's never been a better chance of them ending this drought than this year. But you mentioned Tay and Trav. Where are you on that? Because Mike Richards said he opened a can of worms here yesterday, saying he just wants to watch football. He's got everybody mad at him for that. Like, get her off the screen. Just give me your thoughts.
Oh, well, it's happened before that, celebrities have hooked up and gotten together. I mean, you go back a long time to Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. And, in those days, they didn't stream games. You couldn't even, there was no betting on anything at the time. Life was different. The games were shown maybe once a month on television, but they were in the press for a long time. I mean, I know PK Subban had, he was with the celebrity skier. You go through the
Lindsey
years.
Vonn.
I mean, there've been Lindsey Vonn. You think about all of the. I know there's been Hollywood actresses been hooked up with football players or hockey players and tennis players, whatever it might be. I really don't care. I do think it's kind of cool though for the people who don't follow sports. I'm like Mike. I feel like I just want to watch football, and I'm kind of over with that. But I think they're bringing a lot of young girls to the television to watch the game because she's incredible. Is there a bigger star on the planet than Taylor Swift? But it is almost like they're watching every. I'm expecting a telestrator next time that Tony Romo's there. Although Tony Romo keeps saying they're married. He keeps saying they're married. I think he called Jason Kelsey that the brother-in-law. I think he's still thinking that they're married. I think there's going to be a telestrator. Okay, so now Taylor moves in from in the private box. She's moving over to Patrick Mahomes' wife. Now she's with the mother. I mean, it is getting a little sickening after a while. Do you think this is a permanent thing? I have a feeling that they genuinely, like some people are saying, it's a conspiracy theory. It's the Democratic Party trying to get Joe Biden reelected. I don't buy that.
You know what? But I'm hearing it too. That part I'm a little tired. I'm tired of every time I open my laptop, I see some sort of coverage on this. Yeah. I kind of.
I like that Patrick Kelsey a lot. He's great. And that Taylor Swiftness, she's really good too. God bless you.
I will tell you this. I belong to the same gym as Travis Kelsey, so I can tell you everybody, and Nick and Joey Boza and Zach Thomas and Major Wright. So they're all very excited.
Do they work in with you?
We'll have a Taylor Swift.
Do you work in with them?
Yeah. Of course. I spot them. But they're all very
Travis
excited.
Kelsey seems like a great dude, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, they say that he is. Absolutely. Yeah. So do I think it'll last?
What are the odds? What are the Rod's odds on that thing lasting?
1,000 to 1.
Really?
Yeah. But as we sit here, do you want to pick a Super Bowl winner? It sounds to me like you're on the Chiefs bandwagon.
You know what? I haven't been. As you know, I thought this was the year of the Ravens, and I really like the Lions. Had the Chiefs gone to the Super, there's something about the Lions. Campbell's gambles didn't exactly pay off. But I'm going to tell you something. Patrick Mahomes, in front of our eyes, has been the second coming. And I'll say it. He's been like the second coming of Tom Brady. He truly is. The guy's a winner. He makes things happen. I mean, even when everybody's out of the lineup, they have injuries. Look what they did with Travis Kelsey last week. And he just kept going to Kelsey and going to Kelsey. There's something about the guy. He just wins. And I think maybe we're starting to see that, how the Super Bowls he's been, to get a third one. And now everybody, remember, I was on your show a couple of years ago and we said, no, there will never be another Brady. There will never be another GOAT. Nobody's going to ever win 7. Nobody's going to do this. You know what? Check his age out. I'm not saying Kansas City can't. It's very difficult now in this era. And man, to get to as many Super Bowls as they are, Rod, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And there's one sole reason why they are. It's Patrick Mahomes.
One more. I guess because I respect you so much in your sports knowledge and opinions. What do you think about Bill Belichick not coaching in 2024 or perhaps ever again? What a way to go out.
Yeah, it is. And maybe the Canadian Football League, maybe he'll come up and coach one of the teams in the CFL. That would be Bill Belichick. Hey, we've seen it before. Marv Levy did. I think it's Maybe he needs some time off. Here's my odds. I think it's 1,000 to 1 that he'll never coach again, because I think he will be back. He might not be back next year. Hey, Rod, you've been around them. And they're analysts everywhere. You see the coaches on the panels. You see them on every panel in every sport. I'm going to tell you one thing. Every one of those coaches wants to coach. They like TV. They like radio.
Yes.
You don't think Jimmy Johnson would be on the sidelines right now? Bill Cowher, Tony Dungy. They all want to coach. And Bill Belichick's the most successful coach in NFL history, going to the Super Bowl so many times. There's no doubt in my mind he'll coach again. Maybe not next year, but I think he'll coach. I really do. It's like the sunrise and sunset.
That's what they're saying. And he's saying, it's what I do. So, okay. We'll see. We'll see. Rod,
as sure as the Groundhog, we'll see its shadow.
That's your bet. Thanks for the time, man. Travel safe.
All right. 6 more weeks of playoff hockey, brother. See you.
You got it. And a Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup. That's a guarantee
You got that.
from Rod Black.
You got that.